Hey guys, Thunderset here, bringing you what seems to be a brand new archetype to Duel Links, and it seems pretty popular from what people are already saying, and that's Lunalight. So I'm trying it out for the first time. I'd never even heard of it. It's immediately seeming strong, it's immediately seeming free to play friendly, so that's all thumbs up going forward. Tons to get into. It's a brand new archetype. So what does it do? It's essentially a fusion deck. We have two fusion boss monsters. Guess we'll get into what they do first. It takes this one, Lunalight Saber Dancer, takes 3 Lunalight monsters, must be fusion summoned, gains 200 attack for each beast type or beast warrior type monster, banished in your graveyard. All the monsters are beast warrior types, so it'll be a lot of attack points, and she starts at 3,000 already, so she gets way up there. Your opponent cannot target this card with effects, so just can't be targeted at all, guys. Very strong. During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target one fusion monster you control, it gains 3,000 attack until the end phase. You can only do that once, but man, that's a lot of attack. And the second boss monster we have can really utilize that attack, and that's Cat Dancer. Strangely enough, you're usually going to want Cat Dancer, even over Saber Dancer a lot of the times too. So it works out pretty interesting. It only takes 2 Lunalight monsters, can't be destroyed by battle, which is very cool. Once per turn, during your main phase, you contribute one other Lunalight monster for the rest of this turn. The first time each monster your opponent controls would be destroyed by battle, it is not destroyed, so it can't destroy monsters for the first time. Also, this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls twice each this turn. If this card declares an attack, inflict 100 damage to your opponent. So, pretty complicated, but it's kind of like that Necro Dragon, to where you're gonna attack it once, it's not gonna be destroyed, you're gonna do a little bit of damage, you gotta attack it again. Same for another monster. Works out really well if we can boost her 2400 attack up really high and fight some attack position monsters, maybe even lower their attack with Forbidden Lance. Works out really well for some OTKS like you'll see in the replays. It's pretty cool. So, we use this card, Lunalight Fusion, to make these monsters. Fusion summon 1 Lunalight Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as the fusion material. So, pretty basic fusion card. If your opponent controls a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, you can use Lunalight monsters in your deck or extra deck as fusion material. Very cool effect. I don't think I even used it once yet, but that's a very strong effect when it does come up. Very situational, but if it does come up, very strong. You can just do it from your deck, and that opens up even further combos with these other cards, starting with the super rare, which is the Yellow Marten. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can target one Lunalight card you control, except Lunalight itself. Return it to the hand. So you're returning it to the hand, special summon this card in defense, it's 2000 defense, but banish it when it leaves the field. So you might think like, why would you want to do that? But there's a couple reasons we'll get into in a moment. This card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, so even by just the fusion card, you can add 1 Lunalight spell or trap card from your deck to the hand, add the Lunalight fusion card. So she was a way to search it with a 2-card combo we'll get into in a moment. But let's talk about her return to hand and special summon. It's a way to gain another monster because you're just returning the monster to your hand. So it's like you have 1 monster on the field, her in the graveyard. Now you have her in the field and 1 monster in your hand. That's 2 monsters. Let's say if you have a fusion card, now that's a monster. Works out very well. The other card that really synergizes with Yellow Marten is Emerald Bird. So Emerald Bird, when this card is normal or special summon, you can send 1 Lunalight card, so that just says card, not monster. You can send your fusion card. Send 1 Lunalight card to the graveyard if you do draw 1 card. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target one of your level 4 or lower Lunalight monsters that is banished or in your graveyard, except this card, special summon it in defense position, but it can't use its effects, only once per turn. So, what are the basic combos? You normal summon this card, throw away your Marten, that triggers Marten search, you get to search Lunalight Fusion, Then you can use Martin to return your Emerald Bird to your hand to special summon your Martin. Now you have a Martin in the field, Emerald Bird in your hand, and a Lunalight fusion you searched. That's an immediate Cat Dancer, guys. So that's a 2-card combo Cat Dancer. All you need is Emerald Bird and Yellow Martin. You normal summon Emerald Bird, like I just said. Discard Martin, trigger Martin's effect, search the fusion. You use Martin's effect, throw that back to your hand, special summon the same Martin, use that fusion card. All great stuff, real easy combos. And then we have some accessories to the basic combos. We have Butterfly, where you can send it to your hand or from the field. Target a Lunalight monster, they gain 1000 attack, very strong. But also, same turn, you can banish this from your graveyard, special summon a Lunalight monster from your hand. Helps a little with OTKs, helps utilizing that 1000 attack and then using it immediately in the graveyard. Pretty cool card, we're running 3 of that. And now to what we're running 2 of, we have Crimson Fox. So this card is sent to your graveyard by a card effect. You can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change its attack to 0. So all these effects that say if this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, that all means Lunalight fusion. So when it's fused, when you use her to fuse, you get to target a monster, its attack goes to 0. When you use her to fuse, you get or nothing happens when you use her to fuse. When you use her to fuse, you get a special summon a monster. When you use her to fuse, you get to search a card. So it works out pretty well. Also, if she's sent to the graveyard with our Emerald Bird, she'll make a monster's attack 0. So a little complicated, but it's pretty easy to keep up with. Now, White Rabbit, also very strong, although just a normal card. When this card is normal summon, you target one Lunalight monster in your graveyard, except itself, special summon it in defense position, so that's immediately 1/2 monsters. Once per turn, you can target spell or trap cards your opponent controls up to the number of Lunalight cards you control. Return them to your hand, so it doesn't have to be the exact amount you control. You can do it with just 1. She's very strong. Helps you do comebacks, helps you fight back row. On top of that, the other way we're fighting back row is with Forbidden Lance and Fire Formation Gyoku. Activating this card, target one set spell or trap card. Your opponent cannot activate the targeted card in response to this card. So it's like Night Beam, they can't activate it. While this face-up card is on the field, the set card cannot be activated. All Beast Warrior type monsters your opponent control, you control, gain 100 attack. So everything we have is a Beast Warrior. So this is gaining 100, which really helps because that gets this boy this girl over 2500, and that way you can swing over Dark Magicians and not be destroyed by battle. Works out great. Other than that, just a fusion card, guys. So 4 ways to get rid of back row. 6 if you count our White Rabbit, then everything's just fusion. We're using attack charge to help with OTKs. Works out pretty nice. Boy, that was a long explanation because it's a lot of new cards, but it seems like a lot to keep up with. Obviously the replays always make it simple, so I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching and hope you enjoy the new box. Okay, here we are fighting a Yami Bakura. This guy's trying to milk all the rank he can out of Dark Lords before they're banned. So you get them, man. Abuse those Dark Lords, get those ranks while you can. We're gonna just set a Butterfly to get her in the graveyard for a White Rabbit. We also have our Martin though. So here he's doing Dark Lord stuff that you'll never see again because Dark Lords are dead. So get it in now. Compensation Dark Lords, thing in the past. Searching multiple eggshells, no way. Not with contacts in the grave. You're crazy. So he dumps a Nastin, just 1 monster. We don't really have a play, so I set a Martin again. Our opponent's not really going aggro, so we're pretty safe right now. He special summoned a Nastin on my turn, sent stuff back to his grave. That's a Superbia in his grave now. He uses a Desire to get rid of our Butterfly. Nastin's an attack, tries to destroy Martin's 2k booty with that Desire, but does not work. We get to Gyoku his Sanctify, guys. That's 100% a Sanctify. He can't even use it on his own Desire because you can't chain to Gyoku. So we lock down his Sanctify. Normal summon White Rabbit. That special summons Butterfly. Martin is going to return Butterfly to the hand, guys. Look at that. That's 30. But we're not going to use it as 30. Or sorry, 30. That's 3 cards, the 3-card monster, 3 Lunalight. But we're using it for 2. We're keeping the White Rabbit on the field. That's going to give us fodder for Cat Dancer's effect. We use attack charge, guys. That's 500 attack over these boys. Forbidden Lance that Nastin, just for good measure. He has 4,200, minus 1,200, minus 1,200, plus the 200, that's 1,400, minus 100, hit him for 1,000. Just look at all this damage, guys. Just non-stop damage. He tries to stop it with the Tez, but we're still 600 over lethal. Absolutely great stuff, guys. Attack charge made the difference there. Great stuff. Okay, here we are fighting a Bandit Keith. Going second. He's using 30 cards. We have a fairly decent hand. We don't have our super rare, so it's not the best hand we can put forward, but we're still gonna make it work. Here our opponent is using Aloof Lupine Thunder Dragons. So he's banished a Roar, he banished a Dark. That gives him a Search, gives him a special summon, and gives him a double special summon, return to his hand, left the field of Aloof Lupine, and a Dragon's Roar. We go straight into a Lunalight fusion. We throw away a top deck Martin. We also threw away a Crimson Fox, which is going to let us target a monster, make it 0. We target the Dragon's Roar. We search another fusion card. Now, we could have made our 3, but we only make the 2, the Cat Dancer. Now we can normal summon the Butterfly to activate the Cat Dancer's effect. Now we're able to attack this 0 attack Dragon's Roar twice for a nice and smooth OTK. Look at that stuff. Absolutely crazy, guys. Okay, here we are fighting a Taya Gardner. Going second, this guy's trying to rank up. He is also using 30 cards, but he's got life point boost. So this is a pretty good hand. We have our Crimson Foxes, we have our Martin. We could get our 3, we could get our Saber Dancer or our Cat Dancer. So really whatever we want. Guys, look at this. We're fighting an exact same Thunder Dragons, making almost the exact same play, except instead of getting a Roar to his hand, he got a Matrix to his hand, which is a little bit better. But he stays with the same field of just a Dragon Roar and a Aloof Lupine. We're going to do the same play, guys. We're going to special summon Cat Dancer with a Crimson Fox and a Martin. That makes the Dragon Roar 0 attack. We also get another fusion search, but we're going to use Cat or White Rabbit, guys. White Rabbit will special summon Martin from the grave. We tribute the Martin with Cat Dancer to activate Cat Dancer's effect. Now we can special summon Martin from the grave to return the White Rabbit. We can't use the Lunalight because it's only once per turn, but we have it as a follow-up with all 3 monsters. Here he uses the Dragon Matrix on that Dragon Roar, even with the 5,000 life points, even with the 500 bonus. That Aloof Lupine is going to get him killed. Just barely enough, guys. 700, 200, we're over him. Still an OTK. Absolutely insane plays. This deck is cheap and strong, guys. Okay, Blair vs. Blair. Going second. She's using the Lava Golem mat, or I'm sorry, the Lava Golem sleeves and the Blair mat, while I'm using the Blair sleeves. I should have been using a Lava Golem mat. So here our opponent, oh man, I remember this duel. Watch me just crawl to a OTK real quick. He sets 1 card, we Gyokyu that. That's 100 attack to all our Beast Warriors. We Butterfly that girl up to 2,900. We use Butterfly's effect to special summon from our hand. You just gotta banish her from the graveyard. That's our White Rabbit. Attack charge up to 3,100 on turn 2. Hit for exactly lethal with a 3,100 and a 900. Literally just crawled to an OTK, guys. Great stuff. Okay, here's little Yugimoto. Yugimoto. However we want to say it. We're going first, guys. I like going first with Cat Dancer. Honestly, Cat Dancer's the better monster. It's the easier to make and just the better monster. It's weird to think. So here's the Wombo combo. The Emerald Bird, discard a Martin. That's a draw 1 and a search. Now Martin can return to the hand. So we only had 2 monsters. Then we can return the Fox to our hand to bring the Martin out. Now we have 3 monsters. That's our 3-monster fusion monster in Saber Dancer. We have both our techs, Fire Formation Gyoku and Forbidden Lance, so we're just protected. We're gonna be aggressive. We even start with a Martin in our hand because of the Emerald Bird's effect to special summon after. So now our opponent's using a Vion. You're gonna start seeing a lot more Vions, and that's gonna mean a lot more Trinities wiping fields like this, guys. So we can't let him get Trinity. Here, he could be making a Trinity, or he could be making a Dark Cavalry, which is another very popular card right now. He's probably trying to make a Dark Cavalry. We're gonna hit him with Forbidden Lance, guys. Forbidden Lance is so excellent. It's such a strong card. We're gonna use it on Vion. That means he can't be used as material for this poly, which means he has to bring out a Red Eyes Restrict, guys. Or a Million Eyes Restrict. So he can't use that Vion. Has to put a Power of the Guardians on a Million Eyes Restrict. That's fantastic. So we're gonna help this guy learn about his own card with this Million Eyes Restrict, or Millennium Eyes Restrict, sorry. And after he uses this Fusion Recovery, he's gonna learn what his effect does. So once per turn, when your opponent's monster effect or activates a monster effect, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls, equip it. If this card, and then you gain the attack, it can't use its effects, blah blah blah. So here he's trying to do it on my Martin. He tried to use his Millennium Eye on my Martin, chaining off my Emerald Bird, but I was able to banish my Crimson Fox to negate his activation and gain 1,000 life points. Here, he's going to use Magicalized Fusion to finally bring out that Dark Cavalry. I have no way to stop him there, but he's only 3,300, we're already 3,800 after he kills our Martin, guys. So we just swing right over him. We just have to wait for room with our White Rabbit to get rid of that Power of the Guardians. Now this is where he makes the misplay. He's going to chain this Millennium Eye Restrict to my White Rabbit, but he doesn't aim for the White Rabbit, he aims for the Martin, which is going to let my White Rabbit's effect resolve. Just because you're chaining a White Rabbit doesn't mean you're going to negate White Rabbit. You have to steal White Rabbit to negate White Rabbit. So he doesn't steal the White Rabbit. I return the Power of the Guardian to the hand. I use Attack Charge on that girl for exactly 2,100. We kill the Millennium Eyes Restrict, hit him for 2,100, exactly lethal. That's the game. Absolutely crazy stuff, guys. You see me loving Forbidden Lands. But really, this deck is cheap. This deck is strong. I believe this deck will be meta relevant. This is the first deck I dived into. It's the cheapest, and I do believe it's going to be meta relevant. So at least invest in this one, guys. And I love Attack Charge. Attack Charge should be a really popular skill now that things like my monster cards are going to be nerfed to the ground. Attack Charge. I'm telling you now, before it gets popular and nerfed eventually, run Attack Charge, guys. It'll surprise OTKs like crazy. Get you out of some tight situations. But yeah, run this deck. It's really great. It's really strong. And I hear we don't even have the best of it yet. So definitely invest in it. Thanks for watching, guys.